Hello my crafty peeps, it's Cheyenne from ecdesignstudios.com. For a full list of products used in all the dimensions, visit my website. Follow me on Facebook for all the latest news and Instagram for sneak peeks and to see what goes on behind the scenes. All links can be found in the description bar. Welcome to day 10 of my 12 days of Christmas. It's hard to believe it's almost over, but then we can all focus on just getting ready for the holidays and having fun with our family, our loved ones, our friends. It's a great time of year. Alright, so today we're going to be doing a quick little card. So let me show you what you're going to need. So I want to use the Cozy Critters stamp set. I love this stamp set. It is so cute, and this little fox, I mean this little guy, this is what did it for me when I saw this set. This is a Hostess set. You have to use Stampin' Rewards to get this. You earn Stampin' Rewards with any order over $150. I believe this is part of the year-end closeout, so give that a look-see. The link to the closeouts and everything are on my website, so head on over there and give that a look-see. Just look-see everything. Everything look-see. Alright, I also think I'm going to use the Mary from the Jar of Cheer stamp set as a little title. Alright, going to need Tangerine Tango and Old Olive to stamp our fox. I'm going to use the Fox Builder Punch, but you don't have to. You can stamp directly on to that. It's pretty easy. Yeah, okay. Lost my train of thought there. I will also be using the Falling Softly embossing folder, texture plate, whatever it is they call it. And as you can see, I've already done some prep work. So I've cut a piece of cherry cobbler out of using my Big Shot and the largest scalloped layering oval. So that's already done. The next thing I cut out was a piece of Whisper White using the largest stitched shaped framelits. Now you cannot order these right now. They're inorderable. They have enough to fill any back orders, so if you are on the back order list, you're going to get your framelits. You're okay. They're hoping that they will have the supply to put them back on orderable status very soon. Like hopefully, later in January. So they're coming back. They're coming back. But if you don't have these and you want to make this card now, you can use the second largest layering oval. You just won't have that pretty stitch detail. Anyway, on to the next stuff. Alright, card base, piece of Old Olive, cut at 5.5, so it's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, so that's your standard A2 size card. This Christmas cardstock, this is a 12 by 12 sheet cut down to 4 by 5 1/4. This is in the annual catalog, so you will still be able to get this even after the holidays. I don't know if that matters to y'all or not. And I've got a piece of Whisper White cut at 3 3/4 by 5. And let's see, the triple banner punch, some scrap Whisper White cardstock, and then I have a banner that is 1.5 inches wide, and that's going to end up going over, you'll see. No peeksies. Okay, so first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is to run the 3 3/4 by 5 inch piece of Whisper White through my Big Shot with the Falling Softly embossing plate. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So, because I'm going to put this card together in landscape mode, I made sure to run my piece through in landscape mode. Instead of, most of the time we just go ahead and pop it in that way. Pop it in the other way, because this is going to be the top, this is going to be the bottom. Alright, so that's all there is to that. And look at that fun little texture. I made some cards that I'm not actually doing a tutorial on. These are for my own personal use. Ooh, got some foliage. So I actually used the debossed side of this to make this texture. So you can use them both ways. Alright, next let us get to doing our stamping. Okay, so let's get our Tangerine Tango out and get our Foxy little guy stamped up, inked up, and stamped. So again, I'm making this in landscape, so turn your oval onto the landscape side and go ahead and get it as centered as you can. Now it is going to be, you know, slightly offset. Well, I would recommend you doing it slightly offset because his tail goes out, so you can't like center him up. Otherwise it looks a little lopsided. Now because this is a pretty solid image stamp, I am pressing it down for a little bit longer, really give that ink time to seep into the cardstock to get more of that solid image. Do not rock your stamps. Rocking is bad. If you've got a baby in your arms, you can rock. Go for it. They like that, but not your stamps. Alright, I've got my Stampin' Scrub and Stampin' Mist off to the side to clean up my stamp because we're going to need it. Again, we're done with that. Now we need our scrap piece, and we are going to stamp with the Old Olive because I want the scarf. And we are going to use our box builder punch to get that. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, let me get a scrap piece. Alright, whenever you're using these builder punches, if you take a scrap piece, open up your stamp, or your punch first. That'll help too. Alright, so there. I went ahead and I punched that. So now I kind of have a template as to where everything is going to line up on the stamp. So I can make sure that my little guy is going to be stamped correctly for what I need. So alright, there's the little body there. I'm just going to make sure that my little body lines up. I'm going to try not to get my head in the way. Alright, so that is that. And I think I'm going to want his little tail piece too. There's that, and I'm going to want the tail still because I want to cut off that little bit there. So there we go. Stampin' Mist. Stampin' Scrub, clean stamp, cleany clean. Alright, now I'm going to flip this over, line up my little guy, pop him out. Alright, and then I can put that aside because that's all that I need from that. And now that we've got that, well, let's also put away our ink. Bad things happen when you leave ink open. We're going to take our scissors and we are just going to trim around to get that nice scarf action going on. That Old Olive scarf. Did I have to use the Fox Builder punch? No, you can cut this out by hand, but I don't know. I've got it, so why not use it? I'm going to be very careful with cutting this out. I don't want to lose any of the detail. It does help that there's a lot of white around the scarf, so if you're not as precise as you could be with it, it's going to be okay. No one's going to notice that extra little white around. And sometimes it's a good idea to leave that little white border. Gives a little extra depth and dimension. Alright. So there we go. There's that. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and also cut out this little sweater bit on his tail. Alright, that's it for that. Wow, that flew like right across my table. It is no longer in this world. Okay. I'm experimenting with my lighting, so I'm trying to get it soft. Alright, now I'm going to grab my fine tip glue. Oop. Pulling off too much of that. Just the little white part, not the entire nozzle. I need to clean that off a little bit. Gets a little goopy on the outside, for me anyway, because that's the type of crafter I am. Alright, so now we are just going to take our scarf and our tail piece, and we're just going to glue that on down. There we go. Just like so. Oh, isn't he so cute? Now this is always the fun part, getting that little needle end back into the fine tip glue pen. Very important that you do that. Otherwise, everything is going to dry out and just not be good. Not be good at all. Okay. Trying to grab more supplies, but they're not playing well. Alright, let's get our Mary stamped. And I'm going to stamp the Mary in the old olive. So we need that out again. We also need our Mary. Merry and bright. No, that's on the tin of tacks. Merry and bright. I think it is. Okay, there we go. We've got it on. This is a B block. The one that I had, this Foxy friend, is a D block. I always forget to mention that, because I do prefer the photopolymers over the wood stamps or anything like that. Like, I like them unmounted. I want the ones that I have to use the block with. They save me space. And I don't know, I like being able to kind of see whereabouts I'm actually stamping. Call me crazy. But it means something to me. So, probably a good idea for me to start telling you which blocks I'm actually going to use. Alright, now I'm going to take the triple banner, and my plan is to do both sides of this. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. There we go. Now we've got a nice little banner. In another video, I'll show you how to make like a full-on banner with this, but not today. Not today. You must stay tuned for that. Alright, let's start putting our card together, because we're pretty much done. So look at that. You get two sides. I love that the paper is double-sided from Stampin' Up. You know, once upon a time I didn't like double-sided paper, because I'm like, well, there's one side that I'm not using, and it seemed like a waste, and then I just couldn't decide like which one I wanted to use, because I tend to be a collector. So alright, got that adhered down, and we're also going to adhere our Falling Softly embossed one. This is an embossed, 3D embossed image, or at least 2D. No, it's 3D. So you want to make sure you're getting enough adhesive on it so it'll actually stick down and it won't pop up, because there's not as much surface area. It's actually getting on there. And now we're going to use dimensionals. Okay, going to adhere this one down just with my snail. It's wanting to ease off my table. Anyone else have that issue where your, crafting supplies just like to spread out on your table and then you can never find them again? Alright, now we're going to pop on some dimensionals here. And I'm going to do 3 because I don't like to do overkill on my dimensionals. But, there has to be enough structure for them to actually stand up. Alright. So I'm going to pop him up a little bit higher. And you know what? I think I need another layer behind this guy. So I'm going to take cherry cobbler. I know I have some around here. Alright, so I've got a piece of cherry cobbler, cut it 1 1/2. Now I'm going to pop it through, punch out that banner bit. Alright, I'm just going to trim off the top and bottom just a little bit. And that might be just a little bit more than I'm wanting. Alright, here's my trick for when you're cutting something that doesn't necessarily line up. Start in the middle and work your way to either side. Push down really hard and then go to both sides. And you have a better time with your cuts. Make sure that's cut straight with the edge of my card. There we go. And you could call it a day, but I'm thinking we need a rhinestone. We need some bling. Just gonna pop it right there. Maybe the next smaller one right there. No, no. Now, actually, I know where I want this. I want that right there. And then we got a medium-sized one, and now let's get a small one. Come on, you can come to me. There we go. There's my bling bling, because every Christmas card needs some bling bling. Alright, that is it for today's card. Fairly simple. It would be a lot more simpler if I had actually done this first and worked out all the kinks, but then what fun would that be for you guys? Let's zoom in on this a little bit so you can see the pretty. Look at the cute little fox. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please remember to like and subscribe. If you're already a subscriber, welcome back. It's so nice to see you here again. If you have questions, want to see a specific Stampin' Up! Product demo, or are interested in hosting a virtual party, feel free to contact me or leave a comment. You can do that here or through my website. PDFs of all current Stampin' Up! Catalogs can be found on my website, but if you want your own paper copy that you can hold in your hands and mark up and, dog ear and all that fun stuff, then all you have to do is place an order with me and I will send those to you for free. When you are placing an order with me, make sure that I'm up in the top, Cheyenne Gonnelly. You'll see, my little face, and I'm right there. So then you'll know that you are ordering with me. So anyway, I appreciate you guys so much. Happy holidays. Until next time, happy crafting.